Now, while her daughter was able to get treatment that day, she's urging the city to do something about this problem. Duke health officials say 23% of their employees have not gotten the vaccine. Well, we don't know how much of a raise it will be. We should know that sometime next month. And I just talked to the woman's family. They say that she was actually driving this SUV. They said that she had her 17-year-old grandson with her when they say someone started shooting at them. If you can see, the snow continues to fall here at McDougal Terrace. It is not sticking to the pavement, which is a good thing, but it is covering the grass. If you'll take a look, it's a very slushy type of snow. This is what kids can expect when they get here. If you'll take a look, you can see they have markers here on the sidewalk. These markers are 6 feet apart. Now, this will keep them 6 feet apart as they wait in line to go get screened inside. Several windows were broken here at this business. If you'll take a look, you can see they've all been boarded up. This is the home where that family lives, but that gunfire actually came from the street behind the family's home. Now, that's how far those bullets traveled. Families out here just want violence to stop. Take a look at this. You can see a stray bullet hit the door of this apartment during a shootout here on Wabash Street last night. Unfortunately, people are getting shot right now.
Absolutely.
There were 4 people shot over the weekend. So what is being done immediately, like right now, to address this? Yeah, definitely a lot of energy. Let's step inside and see what's going on. Take a look. They've already got the 2020 decorations up. You can hear that music bumping. Well, we know that 7 children were transported to the hospital just as a precaution. Yes, we just got here a few minutes ago. We're right here where it happened. If you'll take a look here, you can see that is the vehicle that crashed into the playground here at Northside Elementary in Chapel Hill. Every single pump is out of gas. They're currently out of all grades of gas. This gas station actually ran out of gas in the middle of the day yesterday. I just went inside to find out when they're going to be able to get more gas. They said they don't know when. They're still waiting to find out. This is something we're seeing all over the Triangle today. I spoke with the governor earlier. He says that they are taking steps to try to get gas into the state as quickly as possible. But for now, the governor is urging everyone to not get gas unless you absolutely have to.
Stray bullets from shootings in Durham are impacting innocent families on nearly a daily basis.
Tonight, CBS 17's Crystal Price investigates where some of these bullets have landed and the message victims have for city leaders.
I've lived in Durham. I've never seen it this bad. This is really bad.
Judy Edwards says it's not unusual to hear gunfire at her apartment complex. That's just right across from the Durham Police Department.
When I saw the police department across the street, I said, oh, wow, we're going to be safe, son. Wow, that was not true.
As it was one night last September when she came home to find this.
I saw a hole in my curtain, and I pulled it back. And I said, oh, my God, somebody shot in my window.
A stray bullet had flown into her bedroom window right over her bed.
And I was shocked, just right across the police department. I don't know where does that happen. The officer said, you're lucky, because if you was here, you probably been dead.
Over the last couple of years, I've reported on dozens of incidents in Durham where stray bullets have hit homes, businesses, and cars. I wanted to find out how many times occupied buildings and cars have been hit by bullets. So I reached out to the Durham Police Department to find out. They told me this is something they don't track. So I did my own digging. Using a spreadsheet of shooting events provided by the Durham Police Department, I used those case numbers and looked up every single report of vandalism involving a shooting from 2020 through September 2021 on the city's open data website. I printed out and reviewed every report. Some of the places hit by bullets: a doctor's office, a food bank, and a youth career center. In the heart of downtown Durham, bullets also hit a luxury apartment, a new office building, and even the Durham Police Department's headquarters was hit by a bullet last September, costing the police department $4,000 in damage. None of the reports specify if these were stray bullets or if the shootings were intended. But out of the 467 reports I reviewed, there were at least 11 occupied cars and almost 100 occupied dwellings that were struck by bullets from January 2020 to September 2021.
I'm just fearful that we're not doing too much to stop it from happening.
Reverend Jerry Christian Jr. shows me 6 bullet holes on the side of Russell Memorial CME Church on South Alston.
This one is the one that ricocheted.
It damaged the church's internet box, putting them out thousands of dollars.
This cannot go on when bullets are hitting a safe haven of God's house.
Do you think city leaders are doing enough to address the problem with gun violence in Durham?
No. I wish I could say yes. No, we have new officials. The meet and greet is over. It's time to cook the meat and put it on the plate and do what we need to do.
This stack is 2020. I took these stacks of reports to Durham City Councilman Leonardo Williams.
Until we start to see a decrease in shootings and killings, we're going to keep trying new things.
One of the new things City Council is planning to fund is the gunfire detection technology ShotSpotter that alerts police every time there's gunfire, something that's expected to increase response times to shootings. But Councilman Williams says they must also invest in addressing what's causing these individuals to pick up the guns in the first place.
I'm interested in a multitude of ideas and solutions that is going to address directly what I have in front of me right now.
In Durham, Crystal Price, CBS 17 News. And I have in my hand all of those 467 reports that I reviewed. And it's important to note these are only vandalism cases over the last 2 years. This doesn't include incidents where someone was actually shot.
Oh, amazing research, Crystal. Did police have any comments on what they're actively doing to address this?
Yeah, police were not available to comment on this, but Chief Patrice Andrews has said before the department has created a centralized unit focused on investigating shooting incidents, and she says it has helped them clear more cases in 2021.
That is some terrific reporting and also so disturbing at the same time.
97 occupied dwellings. It's incredible. Wow. Crystal, thank you.
I have heard concerns from people in Durham after the mayor said she would not speak with the media about efforts to address gun violence.
After making these comments, CBS 17's Crystal Price did an open records request for the mayor's emails. She found not only is she not talking to the media, but she has not responded to people in her community about this topic either.
Yes, I have those emails here in my hand, many of them sent from families pleading with city councilors and the mayor for help. Others are community members offering solutions to the problem, and the mayor's assistant tells me the mayor has not responded to any of these emails. These are the 20 emails sent to Mayor O'Neill about gun violence from the time she got in office to now. One titled, "Please Help Us," from a woman saying she's terrified of the celebratory gunfire in her East Durham neighborhood. Another woman who lives on Eva Street says she goes to sleep scared every night, as at least 7 homes on her street have been hit by bullets. One bullet came just feet away from where a baby slept. When she told a police officer about her concerns, she says his only advice was to move. And one man sent a clip of audio of celebratory gunfire on New Year's Eve to the mayor. While he says he lives in a fairly safe neighborhood in southwest central Durham, he sent this picture to the mayor of a bullet found on his roof by a roofer. When the roofers kept looking, they found 4 more. How they got there, he's not sure. Other emails came from community members offering solutions to the problem.
I feel that as taxpayers that we should know what our local leaders are doing.
Pastor Sylvester Williams is one of those constituents who sent Mayor O'Neill an email offering a solution. He says at least 100 other pastors in the city want to work with city officials and police and provide counseling to at-risk youth.
Because a lot of these young people are just looking for guidance and direction.
But he says they still haven't got a response.
And I thought for sure that I would have gotten a response. But we want the city to understand what we're doing so that the city can join in with us to help address some of these problems that we're seeing.
The mayor didn't respond to my email today either, but we'll keep reaching out. In Durham, Crystal Price, CBS 17 News.
Crystal, thank you. It is important to mention that Mayor O'Neill did say during that city council meeting last week that she would talk more about the crime-fighting efforts when there's no chance that the work she's doing will be jeopardized. From stray bullets flying into homes to innocent families getting caught in the crossfire on the road, gun violence is an issue that is plaguing the city of Durham, has been now for more than a year.
When breaking down the numbers, CBS 17 found that black people in Durham are shot at a much higher percentage than any other ethnicity. CBS 17's Crystal Price digging deeper into why this is happening and what's being done to address it.
Y'all want the ham or the sausage or the plain one with jelly?
Cheryl Smith is raising 5 children in Franklin Village, a low-income housing community in East Durham, mostly made up of black families.
You wash your hands?
While she's working to give them the best life possible,
You got your orange killer?
gunfire plagues her community on a regular basis. Just recently, 2 people were shot in the parking lot right outside of their apartment.
How old were you when you first started hearing the gunfire?
Probably around 4 or 5.
Smith's granddaughter, 11-year-old Nakira, says she hears gunfire in her neighborhood every other day.
When we were younger, we were scared to sleep in our room, so all of us made pallets to the living room until shootings went down.
What do we do?
Thank you, Jesus, for this food.
For Smith's family, gun violence is something they've dealt with for years. This month marks 16 years since Smith's 18-year-old son, Todd Douglas, was shot and killed while walking home from the store.
After my son was murdered, it has really changed my whole world. We got to stop this cycle. It has to end.
Only 37% of Durham's population is black. But data from the Durham Police Department shows that so far this year, 89% of the people who have been shot are African American. During last year's record-breaking year for shootings, 284 of the 318 people who were shot were black. And when looking at the ethnicity of those committing the shootings, last year 76 out of the 78 people arrested were black.
This is a systemic failure.
DeWarren Langley is the executive director of the Charles Hamilton Houston Foundation, a nonprofit that provides mentorship to young boys and men of color.
You know, we have too many communities that lack resources. That then turns into engagement in other alternatives like gangs and the drug enterprise.
He says many black students are dealing with economic disparities at home, and that can impact their schoolwork. His organization works to open up the eyes of young black men to career possibilities through workshops and tutoring.
We have a lot of different organizations and initiatives that are working in silos to deal with this challenge. And what we need is a collective, coordinated, and strategic plan.
Can City Council come up with one plan to address this?
What I'm focusing on moving forward, and as we have a new government take office within weeks, is to fund even more vigorously those programs and initiatives that are having an impact in our city.
As for Langley, he's urging City Council to do more as lives are being lost on a normal basis.
To keep delaying, I think, is an insult to the lives that have already been lost and the lives that continue to wait on us to get our acts together to support them.
Well, we shouldn't have to continue to fight this battle because it can be fixed.
In Durham, Crystal Price, CBS 17 News.